Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of The Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT, value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see their founder at least twice a day. Gotta say he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, you see, that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or business owner, reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also, still giving away a free flamethrower with every IT purchase with Picatinny rail adapters, so you can mount it to any standard AR-15 like all awesome accessories can be. Go to toppingtechnologies.com and click the flamethrower button to learn more and see me shooting a flamethrower. And lastly, trying to get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you can click that button and tell your friends and your enemies, I would greatly appreciate it. Now going over to the business part of the podcast, Aston Martin gives some updates to the DB12, though does not fix their transmission. It only has 2 pedals, which, where's the fun in that? Now, again, this is going to be credited to Anthony Allianz, who's a writer at Motor1.com, and unlike most modern automobiles, this does not need a visual disclaimer because, let's be honest, they look beautiful. And he says, quote, Aston Martin just made the DB12 better. The new DB12S joins the DBS and Vantage S that debuted earlier this year. And yeah, they also added some more curvatures to the actual design. Again, they always look beautiful, but some of them only have 2 pedals, which, they shall have the option for manual transmission. And again, some of them do. V12 with the stick shift, that's awesome. You also need a couple $1 million, but nevertheless. Again, this credit to Anthony Allianz over at Motor1.com. Leave that nice picture on the screen there. Now, he says, quote, Aston Martin has introduced a new DB12 Halo model, the DB12S. It joins the DBXS and Vantage S, which were added to Aston's lineup earlier this year, both part of CEO Adrian Hallmark's plan to offer more model variants. Unquote, I'm going to add something right here, and increase profitability. Because again, they kind of cliche, a lot of British auto companies like Lotus, and there's a lot of hard times they constantly need more money and revenue. McLaren, it's a thing they always need to worry about. And again, these variants, again, they do add some nice bells and whistles, but also highly profitable. That's why every car company on the planet has a top line options for the vehicles and the limited editions, which, again, I always laugh when I hear any product that says limited edition, because usually the only limiting factor is how many can they sell. But in all seriousness, getting back to the quote, he says, quote, the new DB12S received several enhancements that should make it even more exciting car to drive. Under the hood, a twin turbocharged 4-liter V8 now makes 691 horsepower, an increase of 20, and 590 foot-pound of torque. The extra power, quicker shifts, improved launch control, cut the car's 0 to 60 time to 3.4 seconds for the coupe. The DB12S Volante needs 3.5 seconds. Car's top speed is also 202 miles per hour, which, I don't know, maybe this nostalgia. Like back in my day when I was a kid, that was the huge, seemingly insurmountable for a production car to hit speed limit. It's like if you could break 200 miles per hour, it was a supercar. Now it's crazy to think, nowadays, I mean, that's kind of the standard for a higher end sports car. And I mean, shoot, you have production cars hitting, 300 miles per hour. It is insane. Also really cool. But yeah, hitting 202 is just one of those benchmarks where, to me, once you pass 200 miles per hour, that's just an extra cool factor. Like one of my dream cars would be like a Porsche, 911 Turbo S, in part because that will reach right over 200 miles per hour. And yeah, there's something really cool about that. Now they say, quote, the new DB12 comes standard with carbon ceramic brakes. Cha-ching. Have fun replacing those, though, again, very great for performance. It also saves 59.5 pounds of unsprung weight, which makes the car feel a lot lighter. Again, sprung weight, when it comes to automobiles, that's all the traditional weight that you think in terms of, everything that's onto the suspension, like your car seat, the person, the engine, everything weighing the car down. The unsprung weight is, the actual wheels and those types of things. They say they measure 16.1 inches in the front and 14.2 inches in the rear, and features the brand's new generation corner braking control system. Sounds fancy. More pictures of the car. Interesting. They put the quad exhaust, 2 exhaust ports on each side. Not a fan of the rims. The lights, I was going to say, I don't know how many people are really going to focus on the lights, but they almost look like if you're sort of inebriated, perhaps, I don't know, maybe like an Acura. Not trying to insult it too badly. The interior, automatic transmission, boring. Now, diving back to the article, they say, quote, Other tweaks unique to DB12S include recalibrated throttle and steering, tweaked Bildenstein DTX dampers, and improved electronic rear differential. Aston Martin engineers also stiffened the rear anti-roll bars and tweaked the camber, caster, and toe geometry for improved handling. The hotter DB12 stands out from the non-S variants with a few unique visual touches. The DB12S features a dual-element front splitter that increases the downforce and guides air in and around the front wheel arches. Which, it's always cool to actually have some more functional aesthetics added to the car. God, that interior looks terrible. I don't know, something about the center column, it reminds me of a Porsche, and not in a good way. Actually, that stupid little shifter looks exactly like the Porsche PDK, however you pronounce that German word, I can't. It looks oddly reminiscent of a Porsche with those automatic transmissions. Ooh, you got some nice speakers in the vehicle as well, which I would argue you should be listening to the sound of the engine. I know a lot of luxury cars have very nice speaker sound systems, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, to me, that's like, you shouldn't need that. There you go. See some air inlets there. Now, they say, quote, the hood also has new bonnet louvers, which Aston offers in gloss black or optional carbon fiber. Fancy. At the rear, Aston receives a fixed rear spoiler, a new diffuser, and 4 stacked stainless steel tailpipes. The titanium system is optional, which increases the volume by 1.5 decibels and is 25.8 lighter than the stock exhaust. I'm guessing pounds, but they actually delineate the weight measurement. Now they say inside the new variant also includes to be featured a red knurled metal shift mode rotary dial. The dumbest thing on the planet. Dodge is the same thing for their trucks. You want to shift gears? Turn the dial like it's a volume on a radio. I'll get a close up of that stupid selector right here. There you go. God, it looks silly. They also say, quote, the cabin is available in 3 interior and trim configurations and comes standard with leather and Alcantara. You can order the DB12 and the coupe in convertible configurations today. Deliveries are scheduled to begin first quarter 2026. Aston hasn't provided any pricing yet, but the regular DB12 starts at $250,000, so we wouldn't be surprised if this price is above $275,000. Jeez Louise. I mean, again, it looks pretty cool. Again, I can't help but think 80% of the whole allure that is Aston Martin just because the Hollywood and the James Bond Association throughout the years. But I mean, geez Louise, even if I had $250,000 plus to spend on a new vehicle, I would not be buying something with an automatic transmission. Yeah, I would much rather go with a Porsche. I forget what the price point is for the Porsche Turbo S, Banana Falcon, whatever they call their delineation of vehicles these days for the top tier. But yeah, again, it looks pretty cool. And again, this is going to be a lot more profitable for the company. So smart business move. I do wonder how many people are actually going to pay for this increased, slightly better variant. And again, it's not meant to be a high volume unit move type of item. But yeah, if I had that type of capital, if I had that type of cash and I had to get a fancy supercar, as much as I like this, well, it's also going to depreciate like a rock. Kind of insult to injury, but and I don't know, Aston Martins to me, they should always have a stick shift. I know there are only a couple options left that have that, but yeah, to me, there's 0% chance, even if I had the money, I would ever spend it on this vehicle. But let me know your thoughts because, as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, trying to get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so click that button. I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, and a comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback. Let me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, anyone, everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.